Hello and welcome to ED 584. This is Module 7. The presidential trivia this week is for George Washington, our first president, our founding father of our country. His birth date is on the 22nd. That's his official birth date, but we celebrate his birthday for President's Day, which will be on the first day of this module, the 19th. Couple things before I go into the introduction for this learning module. By now, everyone has submitted their first writing assignment, the quantitative article summary and review and critique. And I will get the feedback to you as soon as possible. Some of you may have already received the feedback. The one thing that I will tell you is that with this first assignment, I will provide plenty of feedback, plenty of red marks on your papers to help you develop a concise and to the point writing style. I usually provide full points, give all the points on the first assignment with the expectation that the feedback will be used to improve the writing assignments down the road. My feedback is editorial in nature, and I do not have any intention on changing your thought process. The whole goal is to help you to develop a short, concise, to-the-point writing style. With this first assignment, the requirement was 4 pages. It doesn't matter what the article is. We can usually get that critique and a summary down to 4 pages. It's really not how many pages that you can write. It's not how many big words you can throw out there, but it's what you say. And believe me when I tell you that those of us on this side, those of us who work with doc students on dissertations, those of us who read articles, and I help review articles for several journals, and it's those articles, those manuscripts that are to the point, don't take more than what is needed to explain something, and that are clear, and again, I'll use the word concise. Those are the ones that are accepted. Those types of articles, it's those articles that are appreciated. What you want to do when someone is reading your research is to really understand right away what it is you're trying to do, what your research objectives are, and a clear presentation of what the findings and what the conclusions are. So your papers, I will return those papers as soon as possible with the feedback. Now, as we move into Module 7, we're going to be moving into analysis of variance, the analysis of variance procedure, otherwise known as ANOVA. And ANOVA is used when it is necessary to compare 3 or more groups. This procedure can also be used when you're comparing 2 groups, but in that case, it is more common to use the t-test, which we've already gone over. Like the t-test procedures that we've already examined, there are various versions of the ANOVA procedure. The first 2 we will examine are associated with between subjects design, and that's in this module. And then the second one is within subjects design, which will be Module 8. For this module, as I said, we will focus on the one-way between subjects ANOVA procedure. The ANOVA procedure produces an F statistic, also called F. In the same way as we used the T statistic and compared it to the T critical score to make a decision, we use the F statistic and compare it to an F critical score to make a decision. The table used to look up the F critical value is called the F table. Unlike the t-test, the ANOVA procedure is a 2-step process when a significant finding is obtained. First, we compare the variance of all groups to determine if a difference exists. For example, calculate the F statistic and compare it to the F critical value. The result of this analysis will not tell us where the differences are, but will tell us whether a difference exists between the groups. Please remember, we are usually working with 3 or more groups. If no difference is found, then we stop and summarize our findings by indicating that there is no statistical difference between the groups examined. If a difference is found, then we proceed with the second step of the ANOVA process called a post hoc test. The post hoc test allows us to examine differences between pairs of the groups examined, pairwise comparisons, and to identify where the differences are. There are different forms of post hoc tests. The two we will address are Fisher's LSD, which is the most liberal, and Tukey's HSD, which is more conservative. Effect size can be determined with an ANOVA in a similar way as with the t-test. We look at eta squared and or omega squared for this purpose. Remember, it is important to report an effect size with any statistical significant finding. Compared to the t-test procedures, the calculations become a bit more involved with the ANOVA procedures. Although we will develop basic skills and knowledge with these calculations, the use of SPSS can be very helpful in doing this for us. Here are the learning objectives for this module, and I will let you read through these at your convenience. Moving into the activities for learning module 7. For the readings, there is a short overview and a review of research designs and t-tests, and the website is provided for you. Just again, a review of the research designs and t-test procedure. In how to use SPSS, we'll have you read section 6.5 on one-way ANOVAs. And then in the statistics for the behavioral sciences, chapter 12, which is the analysis of variance, one way between subjects design. And we'll have you read the whole chapter. We provide the supporting PowerPoint for analysis of variance. And then there's a supporting YouTube video, which will provide some step-by-step the step-by-step procedures for the analysis of variance. The assignments for assessment is to complete the quiz, and this is quiz number 6, and this will address chapter 12 in statistics for the behavioral sciences, and that quiz can be found on Blackboard Learn. The module 7 reflective commentary, and as in the past, remember you'll get credit for posting your reflective commentary and then 2 responses to either one of the other students in the course or to my 2 cents posting. Then assignment number 2, the 50-point assignment will be due, and there's a link in Blackboard Learn that you can upload your assignment. Please feel free to work with a partner, with another person in the course, but I would also ask that you let me know if you are working with someone. Let me know as you submit that, so I will be aware that you've worked with someone, so I won't freak out if I see 2 assignments that are very similar. So just let me know if you're working with a partner, and feel free to work with anyone else in the class. Also, feel free to let me know if you have any questions as you're working through assignment 2. Then as for things to think about for learning module 8, for that module, we're going to continue our study in the ANOVA procedure, and we will also be focusing specifically on the within subjects ANOVA. Please feel free to move forward. Also, another thing, a heads up reminder that I will be in Moscow coming up in early March. I'll be in Moscow on March the 5th in the early evening, and then I will be in Coeur d'Alene on March the 7th, and both those meetings will be from 5 to 8 Pacific time. As always, feel free to let me know if you have any questions, and I will visit with you later. Thank you for listening.